Where is your irrigation system?
Right over here in the flower bed.
Okay, great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on a 2-minute test and we'll start the process. What I'm going to do before we get started real quick is I'm going to take a look at your irrigation scheduling. We're going to look at how many days of the week it's operating and how long each zone is operating, and then we'll get started.
Sounds good.
Okay, zone number 1 has come on, and we're going to walk right over here and see if we have any problems. And if you look right here, we've got a head over in the grass that hasn't come all the way up. That is a problem. We want to make sure our heads are at least as high as the grass so we get a good pattern of irrigation spray. You've got an irrigation spray head that's actually hitting the landscape, and it's causing the droplets to go straight down and puddle. This would be an opportunity where we would come in and put a different nozzle in it to only spray into the grass. See the 2 heads on the far end of the irrigation zone. You've got the last head that's spraying properly. It's raised high enough and has a good distribution of spray, but the one closest to it is all being blocked by the blades of grass. You can see how the leaf blades are actually deflecting the spray, and it's just creating a puddle of water right there, and so we're not getting an actually good distribution of irrigation. And you can actually see it right here where this is actually wet, and right out there it's not wet, so we're actually getting a crop circle. We've got a lot of puddling around the flower bed. The irrigation system has not been on for a very long time, so this is something that we need to look at really carefully to see if we might have a leak. And I'll be marking this down that we might have a possible leak in the system. All right, we're still in zone number 2, and one of the things that I want to point out to you is that we have irrigation spray heads in our beds and we have spray heads in the grass. We call that non-proper hydrozoning. We want to make sure that we separate our grass separate from our beds. We can water those at 2 separate times. We have an irrigation head that is spraying over into this flower bed. It's spraying onto an impervious surface, this concrete, and we call that overspray. You might consider taking this spray head out and putting one in the corner and putting one in the corner over here, eliminating that opportunity to spray on the sidewalks.
What's all this going to cost?
That is a very good question. I've pointed out a couple problems in the yard, and under the Wise Guys program, you are under no obligation to use our services to perform any repairs. You can take the report, contact the contractor, get an estimate from him, or you can get an estimate from us.
Okay, sounds good.
Here we are in a very narrow flower bed in your backyard, and you see on the fence that we do have some overspray. This would be a great opportunity to come in here with drip irrigation tubing and eliminate the overhead sprays.
Are there any other benefits to that?
Actually, there are. With the potted plants that you have in here now, your landscape has changed. You can use that drip tubing for the plants in the ground and for the plants in the pots. You know, one other thing that I am seeing in this flower bed is that you have an exposed pipe over here. This pipe needs to be in the ground, at least 6 inches in the ground. The reason why it needs to be is because of the UV rays actually shining down on this piece of pipe will actually crack it, and over time you will have a leak in that wastewater. I'd like to point out to you a head that it looks like it's broken. This is a really good sized leak. Look at all the water that I have around me. It doesn't look like this head is operating properly, and because of all of this water, we have a lot of runoff that is actually wasting water and not getting into its intended purpose. Well, Ms. Davis, I do see that you have a rain sensor, and I applaud you for this. This is a great water-saving device after a rain event.
Does it really make a difference?
Absolutely. We see so many times that irrigation systems are running after a rain event. A rain sensor, like you have on your house, will eliminate that wasted water after a rain event. One suggestion that I will make is make sure that you periodically clean any debris away from it. Ants, cobwebs, or leaves may get in there and inhibit it working properly. Well, this concludes our Wise Guys evaluation. I do appreciate the time that you took out of your day. This is actually a good time of year to get this process completed. Do you have any questions?
Actually, I think you covered it all. I'd like to know when I get my report, though.
That's a great question. I will take this information back and I will enter it into a program. You will receive an email that will provide you a link, and you can see your report at that time. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you for your time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.